There's Purdy in the gun. 3 receivers left. Kittle, Jennings, Debo from in to out. Ayuk is right. Purdy back. Time. Steps around from DeMarcus Lawrence. Throws for the end zone. Caught by George Kittle. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Boy, what a start. First drive for this offense.
They got CeeDee Lamb, the number 3 receiver, inside. Now he goes in motion right, followed by Isaiah Oliver. 49ers are tipping man on 3rd and 2. Dak back. Plenty of time. Pumps. Now rolls left. Now he's going to get sacked by Fred Warner and Javon Kinlaw. He's getting the ball out of his hands quick against everybody but the Niners. He held the ball way too long. Here's an end around and a flea flicker. Back to Brock Purdy. Takes a shot down the sideline to George Kittle. Kittle all the way to the end zone. Touchdown!
All right, we got the initial 53-man rosters in. Do we have the best 53 players on the roster? I tell you what, we're going to break that down. Smash that like button right here on the Wayne Breezie Show. What's going on, 49er faithful? We got a Wayne Breezie Wednesday edition show because we actually got quality content that we can talk about, break down, and have some fun. And I like all the overreaction shows on yesterday. Shout out to the 49er faithful that did overreaction shows. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to do them, but I did put out my reaction video on Bleacher Report. So if you download the Bleacher Report app and you follow me on Bleacher Report, and I don't know why I'm getting stuck. I see that the camera's freezing out. It feels like I need to do a reset or something like that. Oh, well, too late now. We're going to get in here. But you can check out my little reaction video that I was able to make on the Bleacher Report app. So download the Bleacher Report app, all right? And it's simple, man. Just download it, follow me, and boom, boom, boom. I cover 49ers content for them on their channel. All right, make sure you guys hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time watching, click on that subscribe button. I don't like the fact that I'm freezing. That sucks. That effing sucks. It's always something, and it's always with this computer. It's always with I don't know, but it is what it is. But at the end of the day, yeah, I'm gonna try to fix that while we're live. Smash that like button. Again, subscribe. Shout out to everybody that's listening to on the live podcast. When you guys get a chance to listen to it in your car or in the gym, if you want to listen to it, don't want to watch it here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or anything, man, it's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to switch a feature and see if it changes it up. So check this out. I got some cool things I could do. So the color has changed, but let's see if the freezing changes up a little bit because I might be on some autofocus stuff. It might cause a little freeze. But if it freezes here, oh well, it is what it is. But again, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Wayne Breezie Show. Shout out to the Breezie Bunch crew. They are out there in the building early. Don't forget to check out our partners over at residency.com. Use the promo code SFBreezy and you can save on your total purchase. You can see in the very background of this video a residency cap. I got my own case for my residency cap, so check out Residency. Use the promo code. They got t-shirts and apparel and stuff there as well, so make sure you guys go ahead and give them check them out. Use that promo code SFBreezy, and the exclusive content is live, back and kicking on the Patreon. So for those that were Patreon members, and it's still freezing up, so for those that are Patreon members, go ahead and check out some of the new stuff that we have on the Patreon. And if you're not a Patreon member, go ahead and become a Patreon member. There's different tiers, and right now I have my 53-man roster and all the stuff. We're gonna look at that today, live and available for Patreon members. So even if you're on Patreon and you're not a member, you have access. You can get access to the 53-man roster. All you gotta do is click on the link. I'll give you access to the roster. All right, so go ahead and check that out. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this roster breakdown because this thing is going to piss me off. So it's going to be what it is on today's episode. But let's start off with the morning member shout out. Boats is in the building, says hello to all. Don't bother me. Don't bother me is in my nitty gritty Niner fantasy football league. I can't wait. First question of the day: thoughts on the big boy that the Bucks cut? Nope. Nah, I think he might have a problem with, being in shape and stuff like that. And at this point, I don't think that the Niners are struggling defensive wise. I don't think their area of concern is defense. I think the area of concern may be offensively. We'll talk about that. So I'll pass on the big boy. I know you're talking about Red Jet Shell in the building. 49ers _throwback in the building. Says hit that like button. Subscribe, faithful. New member Ty Tanner. What's going on, man? Thank you for becoming a member of this channel. JP Hella Hard in the building. Ready to go Empire in the freaking building. My little bro 49er Media in the building. I see you out there. Shout out to everybody watching on Facebook as well. Eddie G in the B-Dogs. What up, faithful? What up, Breezie? What's good, baby? What's good? My sister Felicia in the building. Let's get this crack-a-lackin'. Let's get it crack-a-lackin'. All right, we got some breaking news. Let's get to it right now. This is really bothering me, okay? I'm being honest. And I don't really like when stuff bothers me, but this is bothering me. So the 49ers are signing the veteran wide receiver Marquez Valdes-Scantling. I wanted to make sure I said that right. It was going to be between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the San Francisco 49ers. So the breaking news, sound the alarm. 49ers get another veteran wide receiver in the building. In the building. I wish I could restart, but I'm not. In the building. But good morning to my sister Felicia. Happy hump day. That's right. It is Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? It is Wednesday. My brother Callie asked me how the vehicle runs smooth like butter, baby. For $1,600, the vehicle better run smooth like butter. You know what I mean? 49ers throwback with a super chat contribution to kick off the show. Thank you so much. Appreciate the contributions. They help support the channel, like fix this little stutter step thing that's going on. Technical glitch. Might have something to do with whatever I'm using. But Wayne, hope you're doing well. Man, can't complain. I like that. No complaints. 49ers did well and the best they can to bring the right guys to the team. Hopefully we get Valdez back. He's talking about Sebastian Valdez, all right, the defensive tackle. Now, we'll talk about the Niners. The waiver wire is going to be running now. The waiver wire is running actually right now. For those that follow me on the social medias, I do not have an opportunity right now to put out the breaking news. So when you see it, make sure you retweet it, like it, all that good stuff. Thank you for the super chat. Another super chat in the building. JP Hella Hard in the building. This is what you think about signing Marquez Valdes-Scantling. So the 49ers just signed him. That's the breaking news that we're talking about. I actually like it because they're bringing in another veteran. Now, here's the kicker. I'm surprised they didn't bring back maybe like a Robbie Chosen. We know Russell Gage is dealing with the injury. I'm surprised they didn't bring back Isaiah Hodgins or Robbie Chosen. Not saying that they won't bring those guys back, but the Niners went and he didn't have to clear waivers. So clearly this was a deal that was probably made sometime on yesterday, and the Niners got them another solid wide receiver, in my opinion. If you want to know about Valdes-Scantling, let's take a look at some of his stats and let's just see kind of like how he is. I saw somebody post that he's not a good catching wide receiver. So let's go ahead and dive into that, man. That's what the show is for. You guys got questions? I hope to have answers. Now, he's been in the league since 2018. All right. And he has 205 receptions for only 2,566 yards to be exact, 17.4 yards per average. His long was a 78. Another speedy guy. I feel like he's a speedy guy. You're going to get his 20 touchdowns, 20 touchdowns, and he averaged, and 52 rushing yards, averaging 5.2 yards per rushing tip. You guys remember Ray McCloud? You guys remember Ray McCloud? Give me a nod if you remember Ray McCloud. You know what I mean? So this is kind of like what I'm getting from the San Francisco 49ers. They just want another guy that they can utilize, you know what I'm saying, out of the backfield, So Ray McCloud is in the building. Jax Knox is in the building. And speaking of Jax Knox, she just gave a super chat. Let's jump down to that. Super chats come priority. Jax says, happy Wednesday. Thank you, Wayne, for all your hard work. Football is back, baby. Yes, I appreciate you. And thank you for thanking me for the hard work. That's what I'm here for, to make sure I'm able to inform you guys as accurate as possible. I think that's the key. Thank you so much for the Super Chat contribution again. But again, like when I think of the 49ers, like you look at the team and you say to yourself, look, let's dive into this roster. Like let's go ahead and let's kind of like dive into like what the San Francisco 49ers actually did, because it is, oh man, I just closed out the fucking screen. God darn nabbit. Here I come. There we go. All right. So boom. Let's go ahead and dive into it. You guys can check out my cool colored charts, as you can see right here. And I look, these are, so what I got is you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 documents in this setting. Again, this is available for Patreon members. You got the 53 here. These are the initial 53. You got Brock Purdy, Mac Jones. It's color coordinated to who were draft picks, who were undrafted free agents, who were free agents, and who we traded for. The Niners got 3 people that they traded for on this roster. So I think that's important to kind of like, look at. The Niners actually have 3 players that they traded for on the current 53 roster. And I know people are questioning about the punter. There's no punter on here. Have no fear. That's going to be, you know what I'm saying? It's going to happen on today. I'm expecting not Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowling to probably go on the IR with the hamstring injury. I think he re-injured it really bad. I think it's more severe than what we think. I think it might be a slight tear. So he's going to go on the IR, and then they'll be able to leave him on there, for however long they need be. It's got to be minimum 4 games, but however long they need be, he'll be on there. You know what I'm saying? So you got Brock Purdy, Mac Jones, your quarterbacks, running backs. They took 4. I am gonna look at kind of like who I picked. I was slightly off. I got the quarterbacks wrong. I thought they were gonna go with 3 QBs, so I got that wrong. I got the running backs got 100% right, with Kyle Juszczyk being the fullback. The wide receivers I got wrong because I didn't know if he was going to be suspended. I think that's kind of unfair, but they did suspend him. The league did announce the suspension, and he didn't count for a roster spot. We're talking about wide receiver DeMarcus Robinson, and so that is kind of why I got that. So we went with 5 wideouts: Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowling, Sky Moore, Jordan Watkins. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this on Bleacher Report today, about the wideout position being a little wide. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because it's Jennings who's dealing with the calf injury. Ricky Pearsall, Sky Moore are the only 2 healthy guys. Jacob Cowling, hamstrings, probably going to go on the IR. Jordan Watkins is dealing with an injury as well. I want to say it was hamstring. Don't remember, or high ankle sprain, one of the 2. I can't remember what it was. So that's 5 wide receivers, which is rare because the Niners usually go 6-7 wideouts. 6-7 wideouts. So it's kind of rare that the Niners went this route with the wideouts. George Kittle, Luke Farrell, Jake Tonjes are the tight ends. I got that 100% right. I got the whole offensive line right. Everybody, I took 10 players. We got 10 players. The Niners went in the trenches offensively with 10 dudes. Go Niners. The 10 best dudes on top of that. I actually like the San Francisco 49ers. You know what I mean? Now, here is alert of some breaking news as well. And I'm just curious to know, I'm just getting word that the Patriots are releasing wide receiver Kendrick Bourne. Should the San Francisco 49ers sign wide receiver Kendrick Bourne? Should they bring the veteran back to the Bay? Make sure you guys put your answers in the chat. I'll do my best to pop some of those up if I see them as they come across the thing. All right, so Ronnie Montoya says yes. NBN Pineapple, no. Kylie says no. We need another third down guy. I just want to put that out there. Jeremy Barnett, no. 49er Media, no. And I guarantee you a lot of the context is dudes can't stay healthy. At this point, he's not healthy in his career. Boats, member of the channel, air horn. Bourne is meh, but I would take him over some of the other guys. You know what? And I get it. I'm curious to know, Boats, who would you take Bourne over that's currently on the roster? I'm going to have to add wide receiver, because we need to know what the corresponding move is going to be if they're adding wide receiver. Who did we just add? Marquez. See, we get live updates here, y'all. Marquez, Valdez, Scantlin. Make sure I spell it right. So we'll hit enter. We're gonna and what is he? He is a free agent that they signed. So we're gonna make him an orange. This is interesting. This is super interesting. Cynthia says no to Bourne, another member. Speaking of members, she just gave a super chat. Thank you so much, Miss Sin. Thank you for the chart. I enjoyed the video on Patreon. Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel like I try to put extra work in for the Patreon members because it's not as interactive. But I will tell you this: Patreon is changing. They have upgraded. I can go live on Patreon. Get ready. In my TD Jake's voice, get ready. I'm going to be doing some things on Patreon. I love being live. All right, so get ready if you're on Patreon and you're subscribed to the Patreon. But you're more than welcome. You know what I mean? Look, Kendrick Bourne. I'm thinking of Kendrick Bourne. When I think of Kendrick Bourne, I'm thinking third down. And if Jawan Jennings is dealing with an injury, I'm a little, I'm a little weary because we use Jawan Jennings, and I really do feel like Jawan Jennings is gonna work out this contract situation, and the Niners, I feel like they're gonna find a way to work it out. Let me finish going over the roster. So 25 players offensively, 26 players defensively, and this is where I got a few wrong. I'm not gonna lie. So Bosa, Huff, Beal, and Michael, I have right on my prediction if you watched it, but I put Sam Okuwanu as an end. I didn't have him as a defensive tackle. He's an inside outside guy, so I had him as an inside outside guy. So technically I got it right. But what I did not know is that the San Francisco 49ers were going to activate defensive end Yetur Gross-Matos off the PUP. So that gave us an extra edge. So we got him, Jordan Elliott, Kalia Davis, Sam Okuwanu, Evan Anderson, Alfred Collins, CJ West. 6 defensive inside interior guys the San Francisco 49ers got up here. And I'm going to give this a round of applause. Now, I did have Sebastian Valdez over Kalia Davis. I thought Sebastian Valdez had a better preseason and camp than Kalia Davis. Kalia Davis flashed, but I thought Sebastian Valdez was more consistent. So if any one of these moves got me scratching my head, it's kind of that. It's kind of that. I see a lot of more no to the, whatever. Y'all talking trash. I got you. You know what I mean? But I don't think the 49ers cut, and I see some of the comments out there, you think that they cut the offensive lineman. I don't think so. I think the first move is going to be, they got to cut somebody because they need a punter, right? And so they have time, but they need Thomas Morstead back on this roster. So we know that there's an injury. Jacob Cowing is going to go on the IR at some point. We're just waiting to find out. And then the question is going to come down to who else they're going to put off the roster. They don't waive Drew Moss because then they're going to lose him to waivers. The Niners pick 11th on the waiver wire too. So we're waiting. And don't forget, just for you guys that don't know about the waiver wire, the Niners are 11th on the waiver wire. And, once they claim a person off the waiver, they take up a roster spot. So there's got to be an immediate move off of the roster spot. It could be a linebacker. It could be Luke Gifford, and the Niners go 4 linebackers. And Luke being the veteran, they can sign him. Pay attention to the vets, the guys that are free agents. Pay attention to those, the orange color guys, like the Richie Grants and Saron Neal and Luke Gifford. To me, those are going to be the players that the Niners will release and sign to the practice squad. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why? They don't have to clear waivers. They won't have to clear waivers. Pay attention to those guys. I don't see the Niners playing Russian roulette with some of the other players that they have on their roster. So between they just signed Valdez Scantling, so he's not going anywhere. But Saron Neal, Luke Gifford, Jason Pinnock, I think those are your stars. Because I had 3 safeties that they were going to pick, and they gave us 4 safeties. You know what I'm saying? Now, per Matt Mayoko, the San Francisco 49ers have high interest in bringing back Kendrick Bourne. So get ready. I personally think he should come back. I say yes. We need the veteranship in the room. We need guys that we know can be a chain mover on third down. And I'm just that. That's just who I am. That's who I am. I know a lot of people say no on the Kendrick Bourne. I know a lot of people want to say let the youngins play. I'm not with it. So per Matt Mayoko, the Niners have high interest in Kendrick Bourne. So get ready. Stuff is going to go down. This is what it's all about. The Niners are looking. This is the initial 53. The Niners are looking now. I told you I have suspended players here as well. DeMarcus Robinson for the domestic abuse policy. He's going to be suspended for the first 3 games. Isaac Alarcon for substance abuse. He's going to be suspended for, I think, the first 3 games as well. So they didn't count for a roster spot. These 2 players, Brandon Ayuk, Malik Mustafa, who I spelled his name wrong because I was typing this at 1 o'clock in the morning. And when you're in the bed typing, you're just going to make typos. But we're here to fix them. Okay. These guys, first 4 weeks, they can't participate in anything when it comes to football due to them being on the PUP, no practice, no nothing. So they've got to chill out for 4 weeks. Then the Niners can decide if they're going to place these players on the IR or if they're going to shut them down. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So the first 4 weeks of football, they'll be reevaluated. We got 1 player in the NFI, which is essentially the same as the PUP. It's just that when a player gets hurt, not playing professional football during a football matter time, they're considered going to NFI, right? So if they don't get hurt during a game or workout from practice or things like that. Curtis Rourke came in with the ACL injury from Indiana, so he's on the NFI. He's done for the season. And then you got your IR players, Patrick Taylor, running backs, Patrick Taylor, Corey Kiner. Kiner's, both of the running backs done for the year. Trent Taylor, Isaiah Prince, offensive lineman done for the year. Kevin Givens, designated to return. He was the only player that the Niners used the DTR IR specific spot for. He's going to be designated to return to football. Taron Jackson, he hasn't been ruled out for the year, but I think he's done for the year because he didn't make the roster. So all these guys are done for the year except for Kevin Givens because he was designated to return. All right, he was designated to return. So those are your IR players for the San Francisco 49ers, and this is what they have. And currently, we are going to keep you guys live and updated. All right, currently, we're going to keep you guys live and updated as we pay attention to the waiver wire tracker. And I'm sitting here looking at this big screen, and I'm like, I'm going to keep freezing now. It is what it is. Thank you guys for not sitting there calling out the free screens. It is what it is, and I appreciate that. So let's just talk about the initial 53. Any surprises from the 53 as we've listened to, the waiver wire tracker? What do you guys have out there as far as surprises? I think for me, it was more seeing. I thought Valdez had a really good camp and play well. I was scratching my head. It's a little odd to see us not going with the punter, but I do know that there's a plan for not having the punter. Like, you know what I mean? I do know there's a plan for not having the punter. So let me know, like, any surprises. Let's talk about them. If you guys got questions, get your questions out there as well. We got a super chat from Miss Peachy Brown in the building. Salute, Breezy, for everything you have done for the faithful and everyone for tuning in. Hope all of you are having a great Waiver Wire Wednesday. I like that. Waiver Wire Wednesday hashtag. Let's get this wide receiving room together. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's no free screen for you. Good. So I'll just keep going. It's freezing on my end. Thank you, Colin, for pointing that out. No wonder no one has said anything, because it might be working properly for you guys. And just for me, it's acting like a butthead. All right. And then I'm going to change my quality back. I liked it when it was, there we go. Yeah, I like that, baby. So that makes me feel better. You know what I'm saying? That makes me feel better. Colin, thank you for that. Peachy, thank you so much for the super chat. I definitely appreciate the super chats that are coming in. Let's talk about the wide receiving room, because I do know the wide receiving room seems to be a bit weak. Oh, Don't Bother Me says it's freezing on my end. Okay, so okay, my bad. Oh, he's okay. Rob says a lot of the live stream. So maybe it's what we use. You know, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. It was fine yesterday. I am going to look to pin this down just a little bit. So bear with me. I feel like when I touch stuff, that's when it freezes. All right. So looking at our wide receiver room, it's kind of whack. And I think it could be StreamYard. It's probably StreamYard. StreamYard, please get your together. I mean, look, StreamYard, if you cost $5 a month, I would be still saying get your together. I mean, if I'm paying for a service, I need it to be right. And that StreamYard's going to be mad I'm putting them on blast. I don't care. I pay you. So get your together. Like, now I'm getting mad. You know, I wasn't mad about my car yesterday. I mean, or the other day. But I'm mad that this, you know, don't cost $5. You know what I'm saying? So go back to the surprises. So let's go back to any of the surprises for you guys. I'm just curious to know. 53-man roster surprises. When I look at Sebastian Valdez and I think of us where we are on the waiver wire, it messes me up, because I'm like, I want to get him somehow in the rotation. Now, you got to look at who we have. Jordan Elliott, in the one game he played, made the 49ers run defense that much better. Just wait. It was light years better. Like, you know. Now, I like Jordan Elliott. If he can remain healthy, that's great for the San Francisco 49ers. I would not mind having Jordan Elliott, Alfred Collins on those base downs, soaking up the interior for the linebackers to come down, play downhill, make tackles in the run game. Love it. Now, the question is, how are we going to set the edge? Well, I love Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa is the guy. And it's time to put up or shut up. It's time to see our rookie play. Like, can our rookie play and set the edge? When I think about Mykel Williams, I'm only asking him to do two things. One, set the edge. Don't allow anything outside his containment. The edge must be set. Trust your teammates to make the tackle. Trust your guys to be able to make the tackle if the receiver, if the running back, if the quarterback cuts back in. I'm not looking for pressures. I'm not looking for sacks. I'm not looking for any of those things. And the second thing, he's got to be able to tackle. Like, you know, these are some of the things that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He's got to be able to tackle. So that is something that we're going to have to kind of like, you know, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. So from the defensive end edge points, that, and then also from the defensive end point, how healthy is Yetur Gross-Matos going to be? Clearly, he should be ready to go week one. I mean, he got activated off the PUP. This could have been a roster thing too. Like, you know, I don't think they would have activated him just to place him on the IR. So we're going to find out. Like, I'm telling you, today is that day, 1000%. Tony, what's good, bro? In the building. Tony said something. Flowers didn't. Okay, let's talk about this. I was wondering if we were going to have this question. And you know what, Tony? It was probably, you know who I think it came down to, Tony? This is my brother, so y'all just gonna have to deal with it. I think it came down to Flowers and Neal. I think it came down to Flowers and Neal. Truly do. I think it came down to Flowers and Neal. And I think they went with the player that had more versatility. And Saron Neal can play safety. He can play corner. He can play outside. He can play inside. I think that's what they did. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know a lot of people scratching their heads about Darrell Luter Jr. That dude had an all-star preseason 3 game. I just feel like that young man needs reps. The more reps he gets, the more comfortable he's going to get out there, and he's going to get burnt. But he's nowhere near as bad as Ambry Thomas. Like I wouldn't even put those guys on the same stratosphere. Like he's not nowhere near as bad. And I know Ambry had a promising ending to his rookie season, thinking that he was going to go into next year as a dog. No, absolutely not. He's not that bad. I just think he just needs to get more reps, because when you're playing in the zone and you're asked to do certain things your footwork's got to be a certain way. You got to communicate out there. You're covering. It's just a lot. Sometimes I just think it's a lot. You know what I mean? Now, for those that are just tuning in, we already broke the news that the San Francisco 49ers signed wide receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That's going to be a name I got to get used to saying, because it's 3 names. And so if you're new, your first time, you're just getting in here, make sure you smash that like button. Also, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss out on anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, Tony, you know what? Tone, let's see if I could send Tone the link, because I know he's got some things he wants to get off his chest about this team. And that is going to be very interesting. So, Tony, the link is on its way. All right. Now, I do feel like the Niners are going to do their best job when it comes to fulfilling this roster. The one thing I know about Kyle Shanahan is that he's going to find a way to get the players that he wants to help make this roster what it is. And I didn't even know you texted me, Tony. My bad. Once I start a show, my phone goes all the way down. All right, Tony, you got it. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's go ahead and get down to this. I thought, and see, 49er Media said Neal was more impressive to me and play special teams. Flowers play. I thought Flowers had a couple of penalties, I think, that got him not on this roster. I think it was a couple of penalties. But his coverage was so good. And the only time I saw him get beat, and he didn't get beat, let's keep it a buck, I didn't see Flowers get beat. I saw Flowers in position, and it was just a better throw, better catch for a touchdown. I think that was the one time I seen it. You know what I mean? So I don't know if Neal was more impressive. I just think that Neal adds versatility. And I always think that that's the key. Marty Marr, 49er Empire says, Wayne, what about Jair Brown? He always looked like he's coming up short when covering. Yeah, it's another player, man, that is in position, right? I saw him on his trail technique the other day. He was trailing. I don't like to see him trail. I think he probably bit a little too hard on the run. Possibly, just a little too hard on the run. And then he realized it wasn't a run. And then he tried to get back. But he is always in position, and I think that is the upside. And I think Robert Saleh can work with him. Now I'm gonna bring the GM in. Tony, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on, Breeze?
Chilling, man. Chilling. How you feeling, man? Especially about. I felt like when the roster came out, like all of our reactions were there were no reactions. Like I don't think we had any reactions in our chat. So, like, what is your natural reaction? Like how you feeling?
Listen, I knew any Niner fan knew that it was not finished. There's moves that still had to be made to make, play the roster economics game where you're hiding this one to prevent from cutting him. Then once you make the final 53, you do okay, I'm going to cut you now, or I'm going to put you on the IR so you can return. With all the rules and restrictions, how you have to do it without losing the guy for the full year. But as far as that, I kind of was not. The one guy I was a little bit shocked about was how they didn't keep Flowers.
Yeah, tell us why though, because I saw your chat in the comment, and then I gave my take on it. But why are you surprised?
Because they used Flowers often as the third corner in the preseason.
That's what I'm saying. And he was with the ones.
They were trying to develop him as that third corner. Now, being that I don't think he's subjected to I don't know if he's subjected to waivers or he's a free agent. You can just cut him.
I don't think he had to clear waivers. I don't remember if he was waived or released.
So he could be another candidate that's kind of like the Morstead candidate where, okay, listen, wink, wink, we're cutting you, but once we're settled, you're coming back.
Yeah.
And I think there's a couple candidates. I think today, potentially bringing in Kendrick Bourne, bringing in Kendrick Bourne, potentially bringing in Kendrick Bourne, I'm sorry, and then signing him Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I think you're going to see some movement with the wide receivers. The whole situation with Jennings.
Let's talk about the wide receivers real quick, Tony. Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowing, Sky Moore, Jordan Watkins. 2 players that have had injury histories but are clearly the most healthiest players on this team. Ricky Pearsall, Sky Moore. They just signed Valdez-Scantling. They need more wide receivers, but why Scantling over Robbie Chosen and Isaiah Hodgins?
I don't know. I think Scantling needs to be on the roster. I think Chosen, Gage could be put on a practice squad. That's the way I see it. Now, with the unknown status of the injuries at the position, like clearly BA, he's not here right now.
PUP, correct. Yeah. He's out for minimum 4 weeks.
So he's on that. So he's not even accounted for. Jennings is a major question mark. Watkins, they're saying he's been doing work on the side field. He could be teetering coming back. Ricky Pearsall. You have Cowing, who's hurt. I think Cowing could potentially miss the season.
We got some breaking news real quick. I got to pause you because we got to break the news while we're live. The 49ers are signing wide receiver, kick returner, Junior Bergen to the practice squad. So Bergen is back on the practice squad. We knew that was happening. No one was going to pick him up. We didn't see much from him. This is per Mike Garofalo out there. And so, yeah. So the Niners currently have 1 player on their practice squad, right? Because they didn't sign Scantling to the practice squad.
No, both those guys are on the active roster. And just one more thing, Wayne. I think the Niners are putting their foot down with this roster. That's the way I see it. Meaning with like the whole Jennings situation, whether it's the injury, whether it's the contract.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it, bro. I like it because
I think they're putting their foot down because I think right now over the last 2 seasons, the 49ers have shelled out a ton of money to players.
Okay.
Right? So the cheap thing with the Yorks, I don't want to hear that. So where I'm going with this is if the 49ers extend Jennings, I don't think it's going to happen. I think potentially he could be traded or he's going to be put on the IR because he is hurt. I don't know. But
I think he's a good candidate for the IR right now.
I agree.
Until they figure out. Just, you know why I say that? Pay attention to the wide receivers. If they keep bringing in wide receivers, clearly Jennings and Jacob Cowing are gone for 4 weeks.
Exactly. That's
damn. Can you imagine
not right now, Wayne, where they need bodies at the wide receiver, and they can't.
But they need starter bodies. Is what you're saying. That's what you're saying. Like they need the starter bodies, right? They need guys.
They need guys that could step on the field week 1 and play.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, these aren't.
I personally wanted McCole Hardman over Scantling. That was a personal thing for me.
True, but I just feel with what the 49ers have in-house, being that these 2 guys have played in this system.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Scantling,
yep.
Just with Seattle.
Yep, I got you.
And Kendrick Bourne as a former 49er. In an emergency situation, these 2 guys could suit up, be on the field, and play week 1.
That's true.
If needed. And that's where I think they're at right now because I think we could agree that the 49ers offense for the first 4 to 6 weeks is going to be a heavy run attack. That's why they picked up.
That's why they traded for Brian Robinson Jr.
And the offense is going to go through George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey. Now, with that being said, when you have those 2 strong components on this offense, it's going to open up these guys. It's going to teams aren't going to be like, holy shit, there's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. We got to double him up or play bracket coverage on him. Sure, it's not going to happen. But they're going to try to take Kittle. They're going to try to take CMC. And it's going to open up windows. And we all know what Kyle does. He has the ability to open up windows, scheme people, even with the kid that they traded for, Sky Moore, right?
Sky Moore. Mm-hmm.
Everyone keeps saying, oh, he's not going to get off the line of scrimmage. He's small. He's this.
They'll know how to use him.
Kyle moves people to get them that free release.
We talk about Kyle doing that and creating separate space for these guys. This is what Kyle offense is about. It's about motions. It's about east to west opposed to north and south. So we can't sit there and say we like when Kyle does that, and then when he goes and gets players that he feels like can run that, like we complain about it. Like we need to see it. Now, as far as his drops, whatever. I do want to talk about a couple of things that are happening because we're live. The Chiefs, I know a lot of 49er fans were looking to get offensive tackle Issa Poe, but the Chiefs claimed him off of waivers. Also, the 49ers are planning to bring back defensive end Travis Gibson, who, in my opinion, had the best defensive game of his life in Game 3. Like, he played balls out. Like, well, that's bad to say, but he balled out is what I meant to say. Yeah, that's what I meant. Miss Sin has a question. Not the Chiefs, the Jets got him.
Issa Poe going to the Jets.
Right, Issa Poe going to the Jets. Does JJ get paid while on the IR?
He gets his guaranteed salary, but he does not make the money that's structured in as far as game day bonuses.
Correct.
There's a ton of bonuses in his contract.
His guarantees aren't much though. I think that's the problem.
No.
So the Niners don't mind putting him on IR, Tony, because the guarantees might be like $2-3 million.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's what he gets, Miss Sin. If you wanted to know, he gets that $2-3 million guarantee.
He gets his base guaranteed salary.
Base salary. There it is.
And then the bonuses are built. The roster bonuses are for game days are built things with the game checks.
So if anything, he's hurting himself. Plus, he's not getting the accrued season. Like we forgot about that part. Like, he's got to play in a certain amount of games in order to accrue the season to neutralize the contract, like to satisfy the constraints in the contract. And if he doesn't do that, he'll be back under contract again for another year, and we'll be going through this again. And he'll still be on this year of the nah. But that's why, Tony, I asked you about Juwan because I felt like the Niners should have traded him. I felt like the Niners should have took a 6th-round pick, whatever. They got him in the 7th round, and they just should have took anything that they could have got in return and kind of moved off from this money situation. That would have been the best bet for the Niners, in my opinion.
And honestly, Wayne, and I'm not trying to be like F. Juwan Jennings. I like.
Oh, no. That's not what I'm saying. No.
But I think that there's something that's not sitting right with me as an individual. I'm sure with other fans and with the 49ers. He's had this calf issue since March.
He's had this calf issue for 2 years. He
has not been seen at all getting any type of field work on the side field. Working out with the medical staff, trying to rehabilitate it. It's just like, where is he? Like he just disappeared, and that's what I don't like, because now that tells me it's not true about the calf. It's more about the money. And what happens if the 49ers go, all right, screw it, we'll give him a 2-year extension, right? What happens?
No, that's not.
What happens? Like, just hear me out. I want to prove a point to you why they got to stop doing this shit.
Okay. Because if they give him the 2-year extension, I'm trying to guess what happens. If they give him the 2-year extension, it just sets the tone that other players are going to probably follow suit, and this is going to be a revolving door.
If I'm Colton McKivitz, I'm going home and having my agent call John Lynch and say, well, you just paid him. I'm a free agent coming up at the end of the year. I want money. It's got to stop.
I agree with you. More breaking news per Matt Barrows. 49ers free agent defensive tackle Sebastian Valdez plans to sign with the 49ers. He intends to sign with the 49ers practice squad. All right. So they're looking to get him back. So the 49ers, when you play this game, it's like a game of roulette or Russian roulette, whatever you call it. Like, it's a game. You release these players. You're hoping you come back. Some of these players, sometimes in the Kyle Shanahan era, it has bit them in the behind. We can name a few players that the Niners just didn't get back, and one of them being Jared Kinston last year, who just got released. They're not looking to bring him back. Maybe they are, but it kind of doesn't like go in their favor. But right now, it seems like the waiver wire, Tony, is going in the favor of the San Francisco 49ers, because I can tell you right now, Khalil Davis, who can't stay healthy, the moment he's hurt, bada boom, bada bing, Valdez is getting called up. And you could call these players up 2 times, I believe, I forgot how it works from the practice squad, but it's something like that.
Times they could be elevated and then they become free agents. Jordan Elliott, another player who hasn't proven he can stay healthy, Tony. So Valdez has a big shot of actually being on this roster when it matters, just like undrafted free agent Evan Anderson last year. Take that. Boom. I like that.
I'm just saying, like, and here's the thing, right? Valdez is a Robert Saleh guy. This is who he saw after. Like, you know what I mean? I know he's gonna work. Evan Anderson, can we just give Evan Anderson a round of applause, because he made this roster under a new regime. As an undrafted guy, his spot wasn't guaranteed for him, and he dealt with injuries during the preseason in camp, Tony. So it was kind of weird. I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna make it. I don't know. I mean, but the Niners kept 11 defensive linemen. Are you happy or ecstatic with all 11? 3 of them rookies. 1 was a trade. 1 was a free agent. What are your thoughts on the 11 guys?
Yeah, I am happy with it. But my thing is, as far as like, if you look at the roster, how it's constructed, like all your top guys are there, obviously, right? Then you have your middle tier guys, and you have your rookies. Now, with that being said, if you look at the bottom of the tight end position, you look at the bottom of the linebacker position, the defensive line position, the corner, and the safety position, those are going to be your core special teamers. Why did Robert Beal get the nod over Valdez or Gibson?
Special teams.
He's an outstanding special teams player.
Special teams.
Gifford, why did he get the nod? Outstanding special teams player, right? Go down the list. Syrian Neal. What is this
special teams?
What is this guy? He's one of the top special teams players, and he stands out on special teams.
Which is funny, because remember last year, before, and tell me if I'm wrong, but before George Odom became a guy, he was all pro on special teams, and then when he was asked to do safety work, he just wasn't good. Like, he just couldn't grasp it. I feel like that's what the Niners are missing. Brant Boyer is building his team, but I think the Niners are getting better overall players just in case they get called up from special teams.
Correct.
Because I don't want Brant Boyer to fall into the same category. And I'm not saying that Brian Schneider was ass trash, because he clearly was. But I got to throw him a small chicken wing bone. A lot of his players were playing on the active roster, the starting, like defensively or offensively. And they were just piecing players on special teams. So he didn't really have his original squad on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that players that they get now for Brant, just in case they got to play offense, they got to play defense, whoever they bringing in can still keep the special teams like strong. That's what I'm saying. That's my only hope. Only hope.
Valid point.
Only hope. Only hope. All right, 5 linebackers. Are you surprised? And what are your thoughts on the Niners possibly releasing Luke Gifford for a roster spot?
The only way I think they release Luke Gifford if they bring in another linebacker that's fast and good in special teams. I think he's on this roster, because I do think as of day one, he's coming out as the strong side linebacker, in the starting base 4-3 package.
See, I think the rookie gets it, but I like that. We still got a couple.
I don't think he's ready for it. I do think by midseason he will take over. I think it will actually flip in the base. They'll put Martin probably on the weak side because he's like 220 pounds. D. Winters is a little bit more bigger in stature, a little more physical, like weight on him.
Yes, for a strong side. Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. I think by week 6, halfway midpoint of the season, I think you can see that transition where Gifford is. Like,
but it's kind of weird because I feel like if and I love Nick Martin, but I feel like if he's not out there getting the one thing that he does is he brings the thunder. He has a smaller body frame, but he brings the pop. I think my thing though is if he's not out there getting weak side snaps, like I'm more nervous because D. Winters struggled weak side. Even though he was fast, he struggled.
Yeah, my thing is, shit, I just lost my train of thought.
49ers throwback. While you say that, the breaking news, the 49ers are signing rookie defensive tackle Sebastian Valdez to the practice squad per Matt Barrows and 49ers throwback. I was on Twitter trying to figure out what you were talking about. Like, you know what I mean? I
lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all good.
It'll pop in my head. We'll halfway through another conversation, but it's okay.
It's all good. Uncle Salty, what's going on? I see him out there. Slick, thank you for the super chat contribution. Says, thank God the 49ers were able to bring back Sebastian Valdez. I think what I'm trying to get at is I feel like if there's going to be a releasing of a player, it's going to be a vet because they clearly know that they can work out a deal with a vet. And I think with Lou Gifford, even though they signed him in free agency, between him, Saron Neal, and I know these are special teams aces, if they sign these players, Valdez Scantling is going to be on the active roster. So who are we moving for him? Is that the Jacob Cowing and then the Jawan Jennings? Do both of those go to the IR and then you bring Scantling and sign Thomas Morstead? We don't have a punter. Unless Jake Moody is punting too, and I know nobody want that. I mean,
no. Morstead will be on this roster. I promise you that.
I know, but I'm trying to figure out the move. Like,
what they're going to do is they have until 4:00 today to make their decisions and final moves once their waiver claims come in. And I keep refreshing Twitter, and I don't see shit. But
nothing yet. No.
At that point, then you'll see the roster be fully set to get to that point. To get if they made any waiver claims. And to get Morstead on the roster. Then from there, they could do some things around that they're trying to move people around pending decisions on free agents or possible trades. So I think they have all their ducks in line right now. They're just waiting. Well, they know who they got the claims, who they claimed in the claiming time, in the claiming period. But there's a lot of ways that they can make openings. Like I can tell you right now, the secondary – I think you're going to see a corner come in, whether it's Flowers, whether it's somebody they're going to claim, whether it's another guy they're going to sign. I think potentially.
But who are you moving? Oh.
Depending on who they get, Luter could be on the move.
Possibly. So you mean traded or released?
Traded. Either way. If
he would be waived.
They feel is better.
Yeah.
Luter could go. I think the key piece that you're looking at right now as the safety is Deion Grant. I think immediately if they need to open up a roster spot, I think Grant is gone. Grant will be on the practice squad. Then Neal will take over as the safety, as the fourth safety, if they need to bring a corner on or whatever they need to do. They could still put people on IR. They could put
up to 8 players on the IR, right?
There's a lot of flexibility going on right now, and it's all uncertain.
To where they could bring back. That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's all uncertain because they're waiting for these claims to become official. And then that's when they're going to go forward and make their decisions and moves. Oh, wait.
All right. If you're getting something, let me know. Let's see. The Titans claimed Samuel Womack. All right. So the Titans got Samuel Womack. Let me say this. Ali Hay says, you don't talk about bench players. What about the starters, dog? Nobody worrying about the bench because they have the time. They won't be in the game. All right. So the 49ers, breaking news, 49ers claimed defensive tackle
Yeah.
Jordan Jefferson off of waivers. Defensive tackle Jordan Jefferson off of waivers per Sterling Bennett 49ers access. So let's talk about Jordan Jefferson, another defensive tackle here. And what happens, Tony, what happens when you claim a player off of waivers? Do they automatically go to the active 53?
Yes, immediately.
Right. So who moves? These are my points. Like, you know, and go to Ali's comment. Like, we're talking, it's waiver wire Wednesday, and we're kind of getting into the depth of the team. And so if we're claiming players, we have to talk about the guys that are backing up the starters or rotating in or due to injury or whatever. So I'm going to read the list of the defensive tackles: Jordan Elliott, Kalia Davis, Sam Okuwanu, Evan Anderson, the rookie, Alfred Collins, CJ West. We're adding to that. We're adding Jordan Jefferson to that. Who's going to the practice squad? Because if you release a player, they gotta clear waivers?
You're gonna have to make. Who do I think it's gonna be? Let me shut that off. I'm sorry.
But don't they gotta clear waivers? All right, let me ask you this: if the Niners release Kalia, Evan, Collins, and West, which they won't, or Okwanu, don't those players gotta clear waivers?
Yes.
So that means in order to be re-signed back to the practice squad, the Niners would be silly to do that.
Correct.
So we're gonna go with 6 tackles.
They're gonna have to make some moves. Like, I'm looking at the full.
This is fun, Tony. I'm sorry, I'm having a blast.
I'm looking at the full waiver claim, and like, there's people that no one even like a guy like I definitely thought the Niners would try to bring in was damn, the Jets got freaking.
You know what? Boats got it. The Niners will release Jordan Elliott because he's a guy that they can sign and bring back to the practice squad.
Oh shit! Trey Palmer got claimed, the wide receiver. Well, that's out because they made their decision on wide receivers. Julius Brents, the quarterback from Indianapolis, got claimed by Miami.
I wanted to answer this question from John V. Shout out to John V. He says, "Yo, I thought vets didn't have to clear. It's about if the vets accrued a certain amount of games played in the season. If they don't have those games under their belt, then they're considered players that have to clear waivers. If they have those games under their belt, they can be released. That's why you'll see some vets with release and some vets being waived, if that answers your question." And Boat says, yeah, if you do release Elliott, he won't get picked up and you can immediately sign. So you talked about this earlier, and this is obviously something that Kyle Shanahan loves to do. They build rapport with these veteran players. This could be a move where they go to Jordan Elliott, you know what I mean? And they say, hey man, we're going to release you and then we'll bring you back to the practice squad. You know,
listen, there could be a situation where they're working on trades.
They could be working on trades. That's right. That's right.
I've heard all week that.
I mean, give me a 6th-round pick for Jordan Elliott.
Like,
it's a win.
Jordan Elliott was a name that's being talked about as a potential.
Jair Brown was a name.
Brown is another name we heard. They need it. How do you say this without saying it? They need to get their ducks in a line right now and get this roster ready. Now, corresponding moves, like I said before, they have 3 hours to do it. They got to be done. They have
by
to
4
be
p.m.
cap compliant by 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of time, right? Even if, let's say, a team says, listen, we're a little short on DT, we'll give you a 2027 7th-round pick. All right, bye. See it. It's done.
Mm-hmm. Easy move.
That's what they choose to do.
Easy move.
So,
because right now we got 6, and that's 6 defensive tackles. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 7 defensive tackles. Somebody's on the move.
7. How many of them that you could say are true 3-technique pass rushers?
I like Sam Okuwanu, so I would say he's a true 3-tech, true 3T type of a pass rusher. He can get in. I like CJ West. I know he's a big run stuffer, but that kid's motor is ridiculous. I think he's a true. And then I think Kalia Davis. I think he's a better pass rushing defensive tackle than he is run stopping.
Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see who they think is, because let me tell you something. Looking at this kid, looking at his stature, looking at some of his numbers, because I just went on NFL.com and pulled up his draft profile. Let me see if I can do it again real quick. I'll read you some of the numbers.
That was funny. Well, I think we'll see.
We're definitely going to see what they feel, how they feel about the defensive tackles after this claim, because it seems like that's the only real player they put a claim in. He's 6'3", 313. He's from Louisiana. Where is this voice coming from? Hold on. I don't care about Ford F-Series. You keep talking.
I got you, bro. So you're looking up Jordan Jefferson?
Yeah, I'm good now. I got it. He didn't run a 40. He's got a 31 vertical jump, an 8'8" broad jump, 34 bench press, so he's got a strong upper body. His athleticism score, according to NFL.com, is a 75. His total score is a 67. His production was a 58. Can I play something on while you're live? Because they actually have his draft video up right now.
Yeah. If you could just add it to the screen. So this kid, 1 year with the Jacksonville Jaguars, played in 8 games, didn't start in any, 1 pass deflection, 1 sack, 12 tackles, 5 of them are solo, 1 tackle, 4 loss. Depth.
All right, I'm gonna hit the play button so you could hear the NFL thing.
Perfect.
1 second, and here we go.
I'm not hearing anything.
You don't hear it?
No.
Shit. All right. I can't do it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm not computer savvy.
You want to send it? Can you send me the link?
Just go on just Google NFL draft profile for him. And then you could pull it up and it's on the bottom of the page. So put NFL draft profile for Jordan Jefferson. All right. And then John V, I wish I was a Toyota guy. I have a Ford truck right now, and I can't stand it, but whatever.
All right, you want me to play the video
they showed
about the draft selection?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I can share the screen, too. Hold
on. He's 23 years old, 2024 fourth-round pick, had 12 tackles, 1 sack while playing 151 snaps in 8 games as a rookie. So he was a rotational or a backup.
Yeah, he's going to be a rotational guy for sure. Like, you know what I mean? All right, let's see if this will play.
$116th pick in the 2020.
So no picture? Oh, no, there it is at the bottom. My bad.
For NFL draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Jordan Jefferson, nose tackle, LSU.
So they took Mason Smith out of LSU in the 2nd round and now take basically his next door neighbor.
Had a good meal at that pro day, and they were in a great mood and came out of there with 2 defensive linemen. LSU has been a defensive line factory. This is more of the nose tackle variety. He's got some real shock in his hands. The production is not going to blow you away, very limited there, but he can use his quickness inside, get in gaps and make some things happen. Also has long arms, which you love to work with. So again, at this point,
I don't even know if they can hear it.
And things to work with here in the
You guys hear that?
So he's a run stuffer. Nose tackle. Big guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wrong. I thought it was a 3-tech. Like a true 3-tech, like gap penetrator.
Like, nah, he's not a gap penetrator. He's a big motherfucker. Like, Tony, I'm convinced the Niners they just want to stop the run. I don't think they care if they get pressure. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I don't think they care if they get the pressure in the sack production from the interior. They're going to use the guys that they have, but they want to come out and stop the freaking run. Like, it's clear. Just think of the guys that they drafted, the guys that they have. It's just another motor guy that can soak up the middle. I think it's all about, because think about the linebackers they drafted. We're not looking at the linebackers, but think about the linebackers.
Yeah, they want the big boys up front to keep those guys free. That's what they're doing. And you know what defense that is? That is the true Seattle defense. That's what they did in Seattle under Gus Bradley. So they totally changed the notion of how they feel up front with the undersized guy, with the bigger guy. Even though I will say this, when they made the decision to draft C.J. West and then pair him with Collins, I thought that was going to be your 3-tech penetrator.
And then you won? Yeah.
So, I mean, listen.
But Collins has 3-tech ability.
I think they both have 3-tech ability.
Not Collins. I'm sorry. West. Sorry.
West, I think definitely because he's shorter in stature.
Because of the
switch you off the snap.
I don't think Collins has any 3-tech. Actually, I'm wrong. He does have the ability, but if he continues to play at the high pad level, I don't want him playing in the 3-tech.
No.
But I think
space eater and just throw it. If he's going to play high pad level, get your arms up and bat the ball down.
Bat the ball down at the line of scrimmage. Kind of sort of what you see from Chris Jones, who I think Alfred Collins can develop into if trained right. Like, you get what I mean? Like, he has the size, the girth, like he's big, like he has all of that to be that type of, player bearing health. I mean, everything is bearing health, man. Yeah. Look, we got a lot of stuff that we're going to get to you. Nothing But Niners are going to be on for sure. A lot of stuff to break down. I think there's a BAM show today with Mike. The waiver wire stuff is going to come out. Kyle Shanahan is going to be speaking, him and John Lynch, really soon. Tony, any final thoughts before we dip up out of here, bro?
Just be patient. It's still a work in progress with this roster. They're going into their full transition of replenishing this roster on the back end with guys that are going to be pieces down the road. They extended their core guys, their Kittles, their CMCs, their Trents, their Fred. Like, the core is in place. So that's all you want to know. Now they got to surround the core and Brock Purdy too. Now they're going to surround the core and make that push. I'm not panicking over the wide receiver position because we do have Brandon Ayuk coming back. And since Jerry Rice and John Taylor and Terrell Owens, and
the game is different.
All those guys, right?
Yeah, we're not going to see those.
Dominant force at the wide receiver position since those days.
I do like Ricky Pearsall though. And
100%.
I think if he can find a way to get into his NFL body and keep it relatively healthy, and I'm not talking being able to take the hits and stuff like that. That's not the wear and tear that yeah, there's wear and tear on the body, but I'm talking about the other injuries, the soft tissue injuries. I feel like there's 100 times way more soft tissue injuries than we saw with Jerry Rice and John Taylor. Those guys played different. They practiced more. They were able to build their bodies up, build the calluses on their body, build that scar tissue or whatever you want to call it. It's a little different now. But I do think that Ricky Pearsall is going to be a bright spot. I think right now the Niners need to find a way to take advantage of that on offense. Clay Kubiak and Kyle Shanahan, while he's single covered, while he's not the guy, you know what I mean? Because I think that's going to come into play for the San Francisco 49ers, because once they start realizing, this dude could be a problem. He was drafted in the first round for a reason, So I'm excited to see what the Niners could do offensively. Dion told me to calm down because I said that the kid gives me, I said he has the potential to be what Chris Jones is for the Kansas City Chiefs. Just looking based off of size. If he can get his footwork right, trust me, Dion, it will, and he needs work. But if he can get his footwork right, his pad level low, and if they utilize him properly while they work and develop him, I think that's the key. And him and Chris are different, but the power is there. I don't know if you see, this kid has natural raw power.
You're talking about Collins, right?
I'm talking about Collins.
Yeah. I have no problem with you saying that.
I mean, the power is there. Like, the power of Gray School is in the building.
He needs to be molded. He needs to develop.
Yes.
He needs He just needs that time to fully develop. And I think potentially it's not going to be this year, may not be next year.
Give him 2 years.
But if he can get – because remember, Chris Jones
didn't know who he was other than the fact that his PP came out on the drills. Yeah, that was the only thing we knew about him. Like, you know what I mean? And then
that's the only thing he was known for at the combine. Just put it like that. So it takes time, man. It just takes time. These guys will develop, right? I truly think there's been an improvement since we drafted him to the complete of the preseason, and you see like him developing a little bit of a twitch off the line. And again, he still has a major issue, and that's playing with high pad level. That has to improve if he's going to try to become a
just a premier defensive tackle
type defensive tackle. Right? So listen, I see positive with him. They're going to fully develop him, keep working with him. He has improved. I think he will continue to improve, and that's all we're at. But as far as the claims, I'm really shocked that they didn't go in at tackle, corner.
You took an offensive tackle,
like to bring somebody in, unless they feel that the guys that
they went with
they really didn't have to put a claim in.
They got, yeah. I'm okay with. So, other than the guys that did get claimed, Trent Williams, Colton McKivitz, Spencer Burford, Austin Pleasance. I think. Remember, I said that's it. You got your backup left tackle, your backup right tackle. I think Chris Forster is suffice. I think he likes what he saw from those two guys. And this is Spencer Burford going into his third year.
That's fine for now, but God forbid, I don't think they're going to be able to sustain having.
You talk about injuries.
I don't like saying that word, but
I'm sorry, but I know what you mean.
They're not going to be able to have the luxury to sustain and say, okay, I have a backup right tackle and a backup left tackle. I think if stuff doesn't roll right for them, and I'm not just saying in the offensive line, I'm saying in other position groups, it could be an issue where they do need to make a decision on one or get rid of both and bring in that one that could do it.
But why have one? Oh, because we need to fill other positions with players is what you mean?
Instead of having a right tackle and a left tackle, let's just say hypothetically,
you want the swing back.
You want the guy that can play both sides, right?
Okay.
You want that ability where you're not tying up a roster spot just for one guy.
That's what I wanted to hear from you. I got you.
Now, here's my thing, and I know it's over an hour, but here's my thing. Are they going to activate both those guys on game day and waste a roster spot on an active roster spot?
Or one of those guys gets the boot. Maybe Austin.
Let's be real. I want an honest answer from you.
All right, my honest answer is
no, I didn't ask you the question yet.
Oh.
If they cut Pleasant.
Yep. You know where I'm going. You already know where I'm going.
Can make it to the practice squad.
Absolutely. No one's claiming him.
So then why are they doing this? That's why I think there's moves that are going to be made.
That's what I'm saying. This is roster politics 101, bro. This is mind games. You ever heard of mind games? Remember that junk used to come on HBO, mind games, brain games. These are brain games from Kyle Shanahan playing the roster, right? That's all this is. And you look, he did not pick a punter. When have we never? Because he can play the game. So you pick Pleasance. Now you can put Pleasance on the thing. You're seeing what other teams are doing around the league. Pleasance could be the first one, or Burford could be one of those guys, or it won't be Connor Colby or Drew Moss because those were picks and one was undrafted guy. I don't think you would do that. But I think you go with Pleasance, right? You move on from him, or Ben Bartz gets placed on the IR. There's so many ways to go around this because I know he returned to practice, but let's see if he practices today. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's just one practice away from going to the IR, and that's going to bump up Connor Colby. So we're going to probably have a rookie starting at the guard position, and you keep the tackles on the staff, and then you bring in another player. This is all roster politics, man. Roster Tetris from Niner Faithful. That's what this is. Doom, doo, doom, doom, doo, doom, doom. And it's year 4. Thank you, Kylie. for Spencer Burford. I'm just excited. When that final 53 comes out today at 4 p.m., then we can really get into it, right? It's an initial 53 and there's a final 53. I can tell you right now, Thomas Morstead will be on the final 53, and I don't know who's going to be gone. So stay locked in, baby, because we got stuff to talk about. You know what I mean? We got a lot of stuff to break down, and then we can game plan for the Sea Chickens. Because after that, we don't know what we're dealing with. Like, this is our initial roster. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm just like, this is good. This is okay, But obviously, they're going to play it. What if they put Jordan James on the IR? You go with 3 running backs.
I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to do something.
Right.
I have one question real quick before I'll stay on if you want to talk. I don't know what you have planned, but do you think the Niners try to bring Malachi Corley to the practice squad?
I thought that they should.
Because he wasn't cleaned.
No. So I think I can't wait to see this practice squad thing. I can't wait to see it. Oh, my gosh. Per Matt Mayoko, 49ers quarterbacks Carter Bradley and Tanner Mordecai revert to the 49ers injured reserve list because they were not claimed, right? So they're back on the 49ers IR.
That opens the window for somebody that just got cut from Saints.
So you talking about who?
Jake Horner?
Jake Hayner?
Hayner.
There was another quarterback that got released too that I thought about the 49ers. No, can't think of his name. Is it Kyle McCord? Kyle McCord.
Yeah, McCord was cut too.
Yeah, this is going to get interesting. But the Niners need a practice squad quarterback. Right now, they don't have one.
Oh, they're going to get one.
Okay.
This is where it's going to get really interesting. I think they're going to start firing off names right now. They're going to fill their practice squad. Practice squad is 17 guys, right?
I thought it was 17. I keep hearing 16, but I always thought it was 17. I thought you could do 10 veterans, 7 new players.
All right, so even if it's 16, we'll go with 16.
Right, still 10 vets.
Yeah. So they're going to fill up the 16. They're going to adjust their roster. And then I think you're going to have a pretty roundabout understanding where they're going to be. Not finalized, but where they're going to be and how this roster is going to be built. Like, I could tell you, Jeff Wilson will be on the practice squad. They're going to bring
if he doesn't sign with somebody else.
I don't think Jeff will. I think he was really touched, emotionally. Like, you saw him in his presser, how thankful he was to come back to San Francisco. I think he wants to stay in San Francisco. I think he could be back. I think we brought back Bergen. They brought back Valdez.
Hey, let's do while you're talking, I want to do the list live. So then I have to go. I have to do Bleacher Report, and I have a little window of doing it. I have to record, edit, all that bull crap. So let's
go.
No. Let's. I want to fill this in while we're here. So let's fill in the list live. Can we do that?
With what, our players, or are we going to bring in guys off the street too?
Just the ones that they already got. I want to do the practice squad list.
Okay.
All right. So let me get that shared, and then bing, 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 and then I'll add it to the stage, and we can fill that in. All right. So I know we just said we got Curtis Robinson, so let me get the right screen up here. Boom. All right. So Curtis Robinson, let me just put the linebacker in there. So we got Curtis Robinson back. Who else did we bring back?
Oh, Curtis Robinson came back? That's official?
I believe so. Per Matt Mayoko, yes.
Okay. So we got Curtis Robinson. You got Valdez
Wait, Scantlin didn't go to the practice squad. I thought he got
tackle Valdez. I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you. Sebastian Valdez.
Who was the other guy?
That's why I'm asking. I don't remember. We talked about 100 players.
Oh, Bergen, Junior Bergen.
Oh, Junior Bergen. Thank you.
And I think that's where we're at right now as far as practice squad.
Right.
Again,
let us know in the chat if there's any.
I'm gonna check Twitter real quick one time
while I clean this up. I like my color coordinating.
Oh, I just totally jinxed myself.
What happened?
Jeff Wilson Jr. is signing with the Dolphins practice squad.
I tried to tell you, bro. Y'all don't be listening to Breezy, man.
Yeah, but no, like I'm not saying
that cat going to a place where he ain't got to pay taxes, man.
That's true, but did you see how thankful like he was? Like,
oh yeah, man. The story was beautiful, man. It was beautiful.
I'm
not even gonna lie.
Thankful, man. I've never seen anything like that.
He was grateful, right? Like, yeah.
Oh,
like
man.
super grateful to be here.
I guess I just jinxed it.
I just said if he wants to be here. Like it's funny. All right, so
I didn't think of the financial side of it. You're right.
So far, we got 2 undrafted guys back on our practice squad. All right.
That's where we're at. I'm just checking one more time.
Oh, Tony. What's the name of that defensive tackle? Jordan Jefferson. He's going to the roster though.
He's active.
Got you.
If you claim somebody,
they're active.
The active roster.
Yeah, okay, got you. Oh, Travis Gibson attends the sign.
Yes, I forgot about him. I mean, are you waiting for the official or are you waiting?
I'm just going to put it on here for right now. I can always update this for everybody, but you got Travis Gibson. So right now, the Niners got them an edge rusher. They got a defensive tackle. They got a linebacker. I think they try to bring Jalen Graham back, too. What are your thoughts on that?
I would love him to bring Jalen Graham back. I think he improved big time this year.
Yeah, he was running the mic pretty damn good, in my opinion. Like.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a corner. Probably Dallas Flowers. Don't you think, like, when they get rid of some of these players, do you think some of the players be feeling like salty? Like, I ain't coming back here. You cut me.
I mean, listen,
that's
yes,
me. I'm that's me.
I will say yes, but if there's nobody else knocking at the door,
right? But
you come back, bro.
yeah, true.
I mean, the optimal goals would be claimed, so you're on a guaranteed, you're on an active roster. Yeah. But if you don't get claimed,
Kyle McCord, the quarterback that I was talking about earlier, went back to the Philly practice squad. He's on the Eagles practice squad. So
Easton Stick went to the Falcons.
We're going to get a quarterback. The question is, it's going to be a guy that hasn't played in 17 years or somebody we've just never heard of. I'm that guy. Let's end the show with this little bit of news. All right, so that's our live waiver wire practice squad situation nation. All right, so per Tracy Sandler, the 49ers announced that Guy Haberman, Justin Algree, Troy Clardy, Carlos Ramirez, and Jack Smith will join Tim Ryan this season to fill in for the amazing Greg Papa. We are sending out our prayers to Greg Papa. We know he's fighting cancer as we speak, and we're sending out love, prayer, strength, all that good stuff for the young fella, you know. So, real quick before I let you go, do the San Francisco 49ers, do they sign? Did they get Kendrick Bourne?
I'm going to go with yes.
Okay.
I'm going to go with yes because I think
I'm going to go with yes, too.
I think they're going to need that for week one, at least the first couple weeks, because of the instability of where their wide receiver group is, who's going to be moved. We don't know yet. 4:00 will tell us everything.
Bingo! Guys, tune in back here, BAM Show at 5 p.m. Eastern Time with Mike from Nothing But Niners. We'll talk about what we did at 4:00. We get the final 53. Love you guys. Keep it faithful to the Bay always. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you smash that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if this is your first time watching. I'm going to fix the glitchy stream. Keep it faithful to the Bay, guys. Peace. What's up, faithful? Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And make sure you check out some of the other cool videos.